1. 2,800-year-old lovers. Buried together for nearly 3 millennia, their skeletons remain locked in an eternal embrace. Were they lovers, friends, or perhaps two souls caught in a tragic moment of history? We may never know their story in full, but their intertwined remains whisper of love, loss, and a time long forgotten. 2. George Washington being carved into MT Rushmore. As the chisel struck the granite, the face of America's first president slowly emerged. Imagine the sheer determination of the workers, hanging from ropes, blasting away at the rock day after day. Their hands must have been rough, their spirits tested, but they were carving history, literally. Did they ever think about what Washington himself would say if he saw his likeness towering over the land he once fought for? 3. The Last Jew in Vinnitsa, 1941. A man kneels before his executioner. His fate is sealed, yet he does not beg. His eyes, are they filled with fear, defiance, or resignation? Behind him, a pit full of bodies tells the story of countless lives erased in an instant. The silence of the bystanders is deafening. How could humanity allow this? The weight of history presses heavy on this single frozen moment. 4. East and West shaking hands at the laying of the last rail of the Union Pacific Railroad, 1869. A handshake that bridged the continent. The East and West had finally met. But was this moment filled with pure triumph? Or were there hidden tensions? The sweat and toil of Chinese and Irish laborers had built this track. Yet their names were largely forgotten. Did they celebrate too? Or did they simply move on, looking for the next hard job, the next meal, the next place where history would not remember them? 5. Queen Victoria and Princess Beatrice in mourning, 1880s. Dressed in black, their faces somber. Queen Victoria and her daughter embody grief itself. The Queen, having lost her beloved Prince Albert, never truly recovered. Every portrait, every photograph captures the same unrelenting sorrow. Did she ever smile again? Did her daughter ever wish she could break free from the weight of mourning? 6. Daredevil Jamie Reynolds shows off his skills circa 1912. A man soars through the air mid-stunt, defying gravity and death itself. The crowd gasps, but he thrives on this. His heartbeat quickens not from fear, but from exhilaration. In that moment, he is invincible. But did he ever feel the weight of risk? Did he ever wonder if one wrong move would end the cheers forever? 7. The recovery of Caligula's sunken ships, 1928 to 1932. For nearly 2,000 years, these colossal ships lay hidden beneath Lake Nemi, their stories swallowed by time. When they were finally pulled from the depths, did the archaeologists feel the ghostly presence of history itself? What treasures, what secrets, what forgotten lives were held within those waterlogged timbers? And did they ever imagine that war just a decade later would destroy them once again? 8. Palazzo Braschi draped in fascist propaganda, 1934. A building once a symbol of art and history, now swallowed by a sea of banners and slogans. Did the people walking past feel a sense of unity? Or did some of them lower their eyes, whispering in fear? How many of them secretly longed for a time when their streets weren't painted with ideology? How many of them knew what was coming? 9. Easter egg for Hitler, 1940s. 2 African-American soldiers grin as they pose with personalized artillery shells, scrawled with messages for the enemy. There's pride in their stance, defiance in their eyes. Fighting for a country that didn't always fight for them, they found power in small acts of rebellion. Did they survive the war? Did they live to see a future where their service was truly honored?